Hello, good morning to you. Welcome. It's Thursday today, the 30th of November, and a story about the DWP. Indirectly, this is the proposed bill for access to your bank accounts. If you have ever claimed benefits, if you're on various other things, including pension. So it's not about fraud, it's about being able to access your data. The government are putting in a bill and it's proposed going through Parliament, and what they want to do is be able to access any account. They want to put it onto the bank to say, well, we need details of X, Y and Z, give us that information. That is an overstep, especially when you consider the reasons behind this is the age-old story, the whole potato of benefit fraud. Now, I found this was on TikTok, this was a video of Parliament, and it's Labour. I don't know who the guy is, I'm not sure, but the guy is talking about the bill and how it's wrong that they're putting this in. It's a very broad sheet of data. They haven't specifically said, the actual information that they require is basically so broad, and for broad reasons as well, that you could argue that this is just really a pointless piece of legislation. They just want control of the information. That's what they want. They're not really interested in specific cases, they just want everything. And if you listen to the guy, he'll tell you the sorts of benefits and assets that they want to be able to access.
Great. Finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, I turn to new Schedule 1. This amendment would grant the Secretary of State the power to require banks or other financial institutions to provide the bank account data, unspecified, of any recipient of benefits to identify, and I quote, cases which merit further consideration to establish whether relevant benefits are being paid or have been paid in accordance with the enactments and rules of law relating to those benefits. This is a very broad, and I would argue poorly delineated power. My understanding from the Commons Library, though I note that the Minister wasn't properly able to answer the question, is that this includes the bank accounts of anyone in the UK in receipt of, or having been in receipt of, a state pension, universal credit, working tax credit, child tax credit, child benefit, pension credit, job seekers allowance, or personal independent payment. I note that the Minister says that it's not their intention to go down some of those routes at the moment, but why, in which case, are they seeking that power? They could have come to us with a much more tightly written piece of legislation and we would be able to help them draft it properly. This would mean millions of bank accounts could be trawled without the Department for Work and Pensions, as the Honourable Member referred to earlier, even suspecting anything untoward before they asked for the information. This 19-page amendment, which was tabled on the last day for consideration, that grants powers to the government without any opportunity to scrutinise it line by line, assess its implications, or hear evidence from expert witnesses. We should, of course, be tackling fraud. The government has completely lost control of fraud in recent years, with benefit fraud and error skyrocketing to £8.3 billion in the last financial year, which the Minister seemed to think was a good thing, that he was able to cite this figure of £8.3 billion in the last year. But the year before, it was at an even higher record of £8.7 billion. On the Conservative Party watch, the percentage of benefit expenditure lost to fraud has more than trebled since Labour was in power. So let me be absolutely clear. Labour will pursue the fraudsters, the conmen, the claimants who try to take money from the public purse fraudulently or illegally, and that includes those who have defrauded the taxpayer over PPE contracts or have not declared their full income to HMRC. My constituents in the Rhondda know that defrauding the taxpayer is one of the worst forms of theft. It is theft from all of us. It undermines confidence in the system that so many rely on. It angers people when they abide by the rules and they see others swinging the lead and getting away with it. So I 100% back any attempt to tackle fraud in the system, and we will work with the government to get the legislation right.
As I say, I think the guy is very disingenuous, and he's obviously just a politician who has no idea, and clearly quoting 8.3 billion as a benefit fraud number is a rubbish. It's actually way too much. You can consider that they've wasted that much on PPE. He did mention that in the video, but to be fair, this is targeting the less able, disabled, those who cannot work, and making them to be scapegoats for this whole thing, the whole sham. Right, that's a lot today. Have a very good day. Catch you next time.